a couple of new things for virtual meetings. We're going to be starting a virtual networking series called Chamber Connect AM and PM. That starts on June the 4th. We're going to be doing two virtual networking events every first and third Thursday. One will be at 9, one will be at 12. So we have a couple of different options for people to work that into their schedule. And we're going to make that extremely intentional. We're going to be doing a lot of relationship building. We're doing some breakout rooms. It's going to be great. So that starts June 4th. We have a fabulous webinar coming up on May 26th, which is with Reed Public Relations. They're going to be talking about brand messaging and how critically important that is right now. So we have those things coming up, and then we are working on some new merchandise and a new campaign that we're going to be launching throughout the community called Believe in Bellevue. And that's going to have multiple facets to it. One of which is starting a weekly video series that I'm really looking forward to. We were able to get a grant from the Frist Foundation to purchase some video equipment. And we're going to be doing some very interesting live interviews every week. And that's going to be start as soon as I get this equipment and kind of get things ramped up. So that's what we've got going on.
Fantastic. And kind of one more update. There is, I guess, a version 2 of the EIDL loan. I know somebody in, not going to say who it is, but somebody in the Nashville area was telling me about this. I was talking to that person last week, but they ended up getting, I guess it's a type of loan that the SBA is offering to small business owners at a 3.67% interest rate. Payments don't even, your first payment's not even due for 12 months, and it's a 30-year loan. So they were actually offered enough to not only pay off all business debt, but give them a nest egg for about 2.5 years of business expenses, which was, I was like, what's this loan called? That's like cheap money for a business. So get a hold of your bank if that's something that you're looking at, but that is definitely something I would encourage.
Amanda says no. Hang on a second. She needs to talk.
Oh, go ahead, Amanda.
I'm the bank and I know nothing about that.
I will direct message you, the person that shared that information with me. And because I went and looked at it myself. I'm like, oh my God. I'll send you that person's information, and I would get a hold of them because they got funded for it.
I would love to know that, like, the information that you said, if you could send that to me, but I don't think that's going to be through the bank. If it's like the first EIDL loan, it was directly through SBA. We handle PPP, but I bet that's directly through SBA too.
Probably. I don't know. I will send you that person's information though.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah, we're actually going to be doing a joint webinar with Williamson Inc. here in a few weeks. A couple of different chambers with the SBA. So we're going to be talking about any new programs that are out there. Just don't have that scheduled yet. They're waiting on the SBA to get with them for that.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get rock and rolling here. All right. So I absolutely love this topic. And so for those of you that are streaming live on, watching the live watch party on Facebook, those of you that are going to listen to this recording, those that are just joining us that never, who is unmuted here? Getting some feedback. Is anybody else getting the feedback, or is it just me? Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so so for those of you, like I was saying, that have never heard me speak before, just becoming familiar with me, people watching on Facebook. So my name is John Pyron. So I've been building companies now for almost 30 years. I built 3 multi-million-dollar businesses from scratch. Only reason I'm sharing that with you is when I was 17 in April of 1987, I was homeless, highly addicted to drugs, had absolutely zero chance of success. Okay, literally living on the streets of East Oakland, California, and family didn't have any success in family. In fact, I don't think anybody at that time had ever graduated in my family from high school. And so had no roadmap of success. But through mentors, through cleaning myself up, all that stuff, was able to accomplish a lot of different things. And I get to spend the rest of my life helping people, business owners, individuals succeed and amass their dreams and goals. And I enjoy what I do. There is one topic, though, the topic we're talking about today, referral systems, that I just absolutely love. And I've taught these strategies. I probably have given this talk probably well over 1,000 times, and have helped literally thousands of people create referral systems. And so when I look at referral systems, the thing I always ask somebody from the front of the room is, how many of you in here have a referral system in place? And maybe one out of 200 people or 2 people would raise their hand. And then I have to give them this definition of a referral system. How many of you have a referral system where going into any given month, you know exactly how many referrals are going to come to you, you know who they're coming from, and you know on what day? And so based off that definition, how many of you have referral systems in place? And nobody typically raises their hand. And so if that's you, you're, no problem. The good news, and here's what I tell them, is by the time I'm done, you're going to have a referral system in place that will deliver just that. In fact, what I tell one-on-one clients when they want to work with me is I say, hey, if you have an established business, if you're a service-based business, then I can guarantee you that within 90 days, I'm going to increase your income and your revenue, regardless of whether you're a $100,000 business, whether you're a $3 million business. I'm going to increase your revenue by 25% in the first 90 days. And if I don't do it, it will be because you didn't take the action. But if I don't do it and you took all the action I told you to do and did exactly everything I told you to do, I will give you your money back if you don't hit that goal. And they're like, really? I go, yeah. Because I know this. Most people are uncomfortable asking for referrals. Most people are sitting on a gold mine. And when you're going into an economic contraction, this is absolutely the easiest way to survive and the easiest way to grow your business is through referral systems and power base. So I'm going to give it to you step by step. I'm recording it. Let me get my little Otter app here going. For those of you that don't know what Otter is like probably the biggest godsend on the planet. It is an app that you download on your phone, and literally it will record the audio and transcribe it into text in real time. And it's really cool. So it's only like $9.99, but we're all attending these live meetings. We're all in conference calls, or we're all talking to somebody. And when I fire up this app, it records the text and the audio, and then I can go back and reference my notes. Because I don't know about you, I'm kind of a slow writer, right? And so I'm going to record this on video, audio, and text. I'm going to give it all to you so you can go back. I want you to succeed with what I'm about to tell you. The first place we got to start when it comes to referrals is around mindset. And so I'll explain this the best when I tell you this quick story. So Deborah Scarpa is a client of mine. She owned a graphic design company and came to me in 2014, April of 2014. And we sat down and we had a talk. She'd been in business for 22 years. And her business was capped. She was stuck at this certain income level, but she had 3,000 satisfied clients up to that point. And she couldn't figure out how to grow her business. And I said, okay, so out of the 3,000, how many of them would say you are the greatest thing since sliced bread? And she said, probably about 3,000. And I said, okay, what's the problem? She goes, all my business has been built on referrals over the years, and I'm not getting the referrals I used to get. And so, I'm sick and tired of not being able to have a predictable business. How many of you would like to have a predictable business? Okay. And so I said, okay, do you think each one of those people, and here's a mindset shift for you. Think about the people that you know, like, and trust. How many of you would agree that they probably know 4 people just like them. Right? And so I said, Deborah, do you think that they know at least 4 people just like them? They go, yes. I go, so if you take 3,000 and times it by 4, what's that? Now, I know I dropped out of high school, but 3 times 4 is 12, right? She goes, so you're sitting on potentially 12,000 referrals. She goes, yeah. And I go, why don't I just teach you a way to go after them? She goes, well, I don't want to be pushy. You know, I don't want to offend somebody. I don't want to put pressure on somebody. And I said, well, Deborah, is your product good? Yeah. Is your service great? Yeah. Are they satisfied with your with what it is that you do? Yeah. Do you honestly believe that what you provide is valuable? Yeah. Then I says, we got to get this fixed first. Okay. There's 2 things going on here. And then, and this might be very helpful for some of you. She had a resistance to sales. She had a resistance to sales. She was afraid to ask for the order, afraid to pick up the phone call, afraid to, you know, I called them once and they obviously are not interested. And so, because they never called me back. And I had to share with her, like I'm sharing with you, is most of the sales are made between the 5th and the 12th follow-up, not in the first call. But most people, over 80% of the salespeople, never get beyond the first or second call. And so I said, you know what, you got a resistance to sales. She goes, no, I don't. I've been in business 22 years. What are you talking about? And I go, no. I says, but here's the deal. Let's fix that. And so for those of you that are on the call or listening to the recording, if you have a resistance to sales, understand it's not your fault. Understand that, you know, society, you know, my sister is visiting this week, right? They just arrived yesterday. She brought her 2-year-old granddaughter with her. Now, if you want to look at a natural born salesperson, look at a 2-year-old. Okay? Try to tell her no. Ain't going to happen. We kept telling her over and over again, don't get next to the pool. Don't get next to the pool. Don't get next to the pool. Did she listen? Absolutely not. But along the way in life, if I catch up with her 20 years from now, after society has gotten hold of her, she's probably going to be very resistant to rejection. She's probably going to be very resistant to being told no on how she looks and how other people, you know, what people think about her, okay? Because that's what happens in society. And so I get it. And so what I told Deborah is I said, hey, this is affecting your result. And so we need to give you a new definition, because truth be told, and I'll ask you this, put it in the chat window. What do you think of when you think of a salesperson? Just start typing in there. What do you think of when you think of a salesperson? Some people have told me in the past, it's like pushy, fast talker, liar, cheat, manipulative. I had one lady go scum. I'm like, wow, that's pretty harsh. And so I said, hey, let's give you a new definition, okay? When you look at a new definition of sales, right? I told her, I says, hey, selling equals service. Sell from honesty, integrity, and compassion. Selling's about leading. Selling is about moving people to action. So selling equals service, sell from honesty, integrity, and compassion. Selling is about leading. Selling is about moving people to action. I said, now, Deborah, if you were known by that definition, would it be okay? And she said, absolutely. And I'll ask you the same question. If you were known by that type of definition, would that be good? You bet. And so what I told her to do, there's a lot of background noise behind me, okay? Let me see what I can do to get rid of that. One second. Let's do this. How about now? Better? Okay. So let's try something else real quick too before I continue. Turn down the mic gain. How about now? How about now? Is that better? Okay. Here, let me unmute you, Amy, because I can't.
I got.
Oh, go ahead.
Like a.
Oh, how about,
okay?
there's a garbage man way back there emptying the garbage. He's leaving right now.
Okay.
So it'll yeah, he's gone. He's leaving. So can you still hear my voice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Is the garbage truck out there again? Amy says. All right. So so basically what I told her to do with that definition is this. Okay. And I'm going to land the plane. I told her write it down on a bunch of 3x5 cards. Okay. As many as you can. Put it on your bathroom mirror, your fridge, everywhere you spend time. And every single time for the next 30 days, when you run across that card, I want you to read it out louder to yourself. Can you do that? And she said yes. And so here's what happened. If you go to my LinkedIn profile and go down to John Pyron Coaching, you'll see her testimonial, or down to my recommendations, you'll see her testimonial. I only worked with this lady for 3 months. And so within 30 days, she increased her income. She had a breakthrough in sales because I said, I want you, every time you come across that card, I want you to read it out louder to yourself. And you'll average about 10 to 15 times a day, and you're going to start reprogramming your subconscious mind about what it means to be in sales. I said, you're in sales, you're in a business. Okay. So we had to get that mindset solved. Okay. The other thing we had to do is like, hey, it's okay to ask for a referral, right? If you believe in your product or service and you know your product or service is going to help somebody, ask. There are people out there that want your product or service. Okay. So you need to be sold on your own product and service. You need to be okay with being pushy, right? If you were hanging on the edge of a cliff and I came and offered you a rope and you said, well, you know, no, I don't want to take it, I would probably be pushy. Okay. Cause you're about to die. Okay. But it's that type of belief that you need to have in your product or service. If you truly believe that your product or service is going to help somebody. Okay. So now that we got the mindset right, now what we need is we need to identify who is a good referral for us. Who is a good referral for us? So that way, if I call Riley, if I call Amanda, if I call Laura, if I call Betsy, if I call Melissa, if I call anybody on here and I say, hey, you know, and you say, well, and I say, hey, you know, who can I refer you to? You need to be able to tell me exactly who is a good referral for you. And so for me, it is, I look for a small business owner located anywhere in the United States, under $10 million in revenue, who is frustrated with the growth of their business. They're frustrated with where they're at. They're stuck and they want to get unstuck, and they have now ran out of knowledge, and they're actually humble enough and open-minded enough to talk to someone. Now, I got that information from a system called a perfect client system. Okay. And I'm going to share all that with you today. I'll give you all the resources and you can go and do this on your own. But here's the summary of it. Basically, I took all of my existing clients, the ones I actually like, the ones that I would consider a wow client, meaning when I'm working with them and I'm excited and when they're working with me, they're excited. Right. And so I made a list of all those clients. And if you're just now starting a business, go back to your previous venture, business, whatever it is that you were doing, and do the same exercise, because it will leave a blueprint. And so I made a list of all those clients, and I went and I looked at, okay, what are the characteristics of these people? Male, female, business owner, non-business owner. Now we got a street sweeper. I'm gonna do this call inside the house from now on. Okay, so that way it's not so much background noise. But thanks for bearing with me. But every single detail that you can describe with them, you know, are they a homeowner, not a homeowner? You know, whatever applies to your type of business, you're going to detail them out. And the more the merrier, because you're going to be able to put them side by side and there's going to be a commonality there. And you're going to see a pattern of the clients that you actually like to work with. So now you can, in 30 seconds or less, explain to somebody like me or anybody on this call who a perfect client is for you. Okay? Very important. That's homework assignment number 1. Okay? Well, homework assignment number 1 is if you have an issue with sales or you struggle with making phone calls or being viewed as a salesperson, is do the mindset exercise. Homework assignment number 2 is identifying who your perfect client is. And I'll give you some resources on doing that. In fact, if you want those resources, I'm going to create a Dropbox folder off this call. And this is for any of you that are going to listen to the recording or any of you watching it live on Facebook. Okay. I'm going to create a Dropbox folder where I'm going to drop this call, this recording, the text, identifying your perfect client, a bunch of referral systems that I've shared with thousands of people over the years into a Dropbox folder. Okay. It's probably about 2 or 3 gigs worth of data. So you're going to need to text me your email. So text me your name and your email address. Okay. And to 916-741. Amy, if you could put this in the chat window, because that way I'm not going to have to type 916-741-0596. So for those of you that are streaming on Facebook or listening to the audio in the future, 916-741-0596. Okay, 916-741-0596. Okay, and put your name and your email address in there. Am I going to add you to my email list? Yes. Am I going to spam you with a bunch of crap? No. Okay, but yeah. So anyways, that's how I'll get you the information. Okay, because I want you to be able to succeed with this. Okay, so now that we've identified our perfect client, I want to share with you 2 systems that I use to grow a business anytime. Like I've used like this one system. I started using this one system back in 1999. And I created 3 multi-million-dollar companies back to back. And this was the only system I had. Okay. I was able to go into each month knowing exactly how many referrals were coming to me. The biggest challenge I ran into is I had to kind of watch it because it got so much that I couldn't follow up on all the referrals. Okay. So here's the step-by-step. Okay. If you are going business to business and you don't have a rock solid LinkedIn profile, you need to get that taken care of. Okay. This week. Okay. If you go to my YouTube channel and look me up on YouTube, there is a video in there called how to turn LinkedIn into a lead generating machine. Okay. If you have trouble finding it, just put it by the most popular video I have. It is the most popular video I have. I worked with the LinkedIn professional expert, and we did this killer webinar for an hour and a half. And she taught step by step how to create a great LinkedIn profile. I mean, literally, you don't even need to talk to nobody. Just watch the video, have your LinkedIn profile on the other screen, and just follow exactly what she's telling you to do. And you will create a rock solid LinkedIn profile. When I hired her as my coach, I think I had probably 580 connections. And now I have, 4,500. And it's because that LinkedIn profile attracts my perfect client, because I did the perfect client exercise first. I got all the parameters down. I surveyed all my perfect clients to find out what they were saying about me. And I took all their keywords and used it in my marketing. That's a huge marketing tip, by the way. Okay. And if you want a really good resource on that, go again in YouTube. There's a YouTube video out there called marketing to sales funnel or sales to marketing funnel. It's a talk I did for the Rockland Chamber of Commerce when I was a speaker at one of their executive business owner briefings. About an hour and a half, but I walked through this entire process of creating your perfect client, surveying your perfect client, creating your sales funnel for your business. It's all laid out in that video. Okay. And so watch that. If you want the PowerPoint slide deck on that, again, text me and put, I want the PowerPoint slide deck for that talk, and I'll send it to you. Okay. Because it's some really good information, but you'll nail that down. So now that I've identified my perfect client, I want, and I've got my LinkedIn profile dialed, right? So let me share my screen real quick. and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to walk you through step by step how to set this system up for yourself. All right, so here's my LinkedIn profile. Okay, most people, let me get this out of the way real quick. Let me get this over here. I guess that doesn't leave the screen. Okay, most people use this area right here for their titles, and that's not what that area. That's not capitalizing on that area. This is like your mission statement. This is what you do for someone. Okay, there's the difference in sales. It's called features, advantages, and benefits. People buy benefits. They don't buy features and advantages. So you want to put the benefits of your product or service in this tagline area right here. Okay, and that way, in a search, I see what it is that you do. If you got some sort of tagline, I would put it in your signature area here, your name. Put your name and then your tagline there. Okay. And so, but don't waste this space, because this is what shows that these are keywords. LinkedIn, I hired one of the top SEO LinkedIn experts to explain LinkedIn to me. And LinkedIn, just like Google, is a search engine. And so you want to be very aware of the keywords that you use in this search engine, because they will find you. Okay. Now, keep in mind, I'm watching the chat window. If you have any questions, okay, even if it has nothing to do with referral systems, okay, anything that you want to make sure that you get some coaching on today, I put it in the chat window, please. Okay. So down here, she taught me how to do this. Okay. There needs to be enough evidence in here that will make people that I'm looking for want to connect with me. And then there needs to be a call to action button down here. See, here's Deborah Scarpa right here. This is what she said. Our business revenue grew 4 times while working with John. He really got us started working on the right directions. And this was the lady that had the mindset issue with sales. And all I did was help her break through that. She 4 times her revenue in 3 months. And then I caught up with her 2 years later, over 200 times increase, because now she's not afraid of sales at all. She's really, really, really comfortable with it. Okay. All right. So once your LinkedIn profile's dialed in, we got our mindset right. Now the reason this is important, I didn't have this back in 1999 through, I didn't think I really realized the power of LinkedIn or any type of social network until probably around 2010, but this would be like if I go to any of you on this call and say, hey, can I borrow your cell phone for a couple of minutes, and can I download all your contacts? You would probably say no, but if I connect with you directly here on LinkedIn, guess what I have? I have access to most of your business contacts. Okay. Now this will work on Twitter. This will work on Instagram. This will work on Facebook. The principle is the same. The difference between this and Facebook is it's a different tactic. Depends on the client that I have. If I'm a chiropractor, or I'm in real estate, or I'm in any high relationship type business, probably going to be, and it's more consumer based, probably going to be hanging out on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. LinkedIn is one of the most unutilized tools right now, and it's gaining a lot of traction, but at business to business, it's perfect. So let's just take Amy, for example. So Amy, if I go to her profile and I said, hey, Amy, you know what? Hey, can we have a call next week? I would really like to catch up with you and see how you're doing. So Amy would be what's called a POI for me, a person of influence. Now, here's what a POI is. And all of you that are going to send me your name and email to that text at 916-741-0596, I created 5 videos that explain POI perfectly, because this is the #1 referral system I've ever used. I use it all the time to grow my businesses, any business I ever start or want to grow. Anytime I ever want a client, I reach out to my POI network. Everybody that you know has a network that they have influence with, but not everybody's a POI for you. A POI is somebody that has a high percentage of your target market inside their network. And all you need to do is develop a relationship with that person and give them a reason to promote you to their network. Okay. And so Amy at the Chamber of Commerce would be a POI for me. If I was looking for a client and if I wanted to develop a POI relationship with Amy, here's exactly what I would do. Step by step. I would give her a call and say, hey, Amy, John Pyron, how you doing? Hey, is there a time this week or next week where you and I can chat on the phone? I've got a really good idea I want to run by you. She would say yes. Would you say yes? You'd probably say yes, right? We know each other, right? And so I would get together with her, and prior to getting together with her, I would go to her LinkedIn profile. And I would go here, so those of you that are still seeing my screen, and I would click on her connections. Now, you don't even have to have a paid for version to do this. Then it's going to give me these filters. I'm going to select all filters. And I am interested in the people I am not connected to. So I'm interested in her second tier connections. I'm also going to say, okay, I want people in the United States. I'm going to scroll down, and I know for me, most of the people I'm looking for have either the title president in their title, or I would put owner or CEO. And I'm going to hit apply. And I notice that she has 21 people that are directly connected to her. So all I'm going to do is I'm probably going to print this page out or have it on the screen because we're in Zoom land right now. But if I lived in Nashville, I would say, hey, let me buy you a cup of coffee. We would meet over coffee, and I would print out about 10 of these names, 10, 15 of these names, and I'd bring it with me. And I would encourage her to do the same thing. So we're going to meet, we're going to have coffee. The very first thing I'm going to do when I'm setting up a POI relationship is, do I like this person? Okay, because if I'm meeting with a stranger, I don't know, I may not like them. And if I like them, then I'm going to get to know them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I notice you and I are both going after the same client. And I'm looking for somebody in your industry, your category, to refer into my client base. So why don't we do this? Let's do a baby step. I'm going to give you a great referral. And I'm going to call that person. I'm going to tell that person, hey, you're going to get a call from Amy. And Amy is with the Bellevue Chamber of Commerce. Now, I know that you may not be looking to join the Chamber of Commerce, but I want you to take the call from Amy. And here's why: because I'm looking to develop a reciprocal referral relationship with Amy. And I need to make sure, I need to see firsthand from you, my client, the client that I love. I need your honest opinion. Can you do that for me? They're going to say yes. I know, because I did this yesterday for Chet Samara, who I'm looking to set up a relationship just like this. And my client said yes. Now, he's not in fact, it was Mouse Calls. Mouse Calls helped sponsor this call in Nashville. I called up Alan Reeves and I said, hey man, I'm vetting this guy named Chet. I know you're probably not looking to switch your merchant service, but I need to verify that he's a referable person. I need you to go through his sales process. Can you take his call for me? Can you go through his process? Buy his stuff, don't buy his stuff. I don't really care. I want your honest feedback about him and whether I should be referring him to people like you, my client, that I love. And Alan said, sure, no problem. You know? And if I asked Amy the same thing, she'd probably say, sure. Okay. And then a week later, I'm going to follow up with Amy and get, hey, did you like him? Did he show up on time? When he set the appointment, was he professional? If you were going to add him to your own referral network, would you add him? She'd probably say yes or no. I want to know that information, because anytime I refer somebody, it looks either good or bad on me. Okay. So when we get back together, I'm going to bring this LinkedIn list with me. And if everything went great, which it should, and she's going to refer me somebody, and I'm going to work them through the same process, and we're going to get back together a week, and I'm going to call my client, Alan. I'm going to say, hey man, and he gives me a great thumbs up. And then Amy's going to do the same thing, and she's going to get a great thumbs up. And now here we are, we're sitting together and we're chatting, and I said, okay, that went well. Okay. My client gave me great feedback about you. In fact, he said this, and this. Okay. And it looks like you got some business out of it. Amy, how about this? How about we meet once a month over coffee? We can meet over coffee, beer, whatever. Okay. Lunch, whatever. How about we set a specific date and time every single month that we're going to meet? Would you be open to that? And she's probably going to say yes, because of what we've gone through in this last week. I gave her a referral that worked out really good. She gave me a referral that worked out really good. Both of us are happy. We're ready to sing Kumbaya and do some s'mores. Okay. And so here we are. And I say, hey, how about the third Friday of the month at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we'll meet at this Starbucks. And she's going to say yes. Okay. And so now we've got our agreement in place. So I'm going to say, you know what, Amy, before I came over here, I went onto your LinkedIn profile, and hopefully you did the same thing. Who on here do you actually know? So let me walk you through real live. Amy, you're unmuted. Okay. If this is happening right now, as I scroll down here, I want you to stop me when you see somebody you actually know. In other words, if you said, hey, call Daryl, and I called Daryl and said, hey, Amy told me to call you, he likes you enough to go, hey, if Amy referred the person to me, I'm going to take the call. Okay?
Yeah.
So who on this screen right now do you actually know like that?
Well, I know Daryl, but it's been a long time since I've seen him. 20 years. I know Brent Hedge. I know Andy Dixon. I know Wyatt Rampy really well. I know Peter Demos. I know Bradley Jackson. I kind of somewhat know Martin Pyle, but not really.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's 5 so far.
Yeah.
Right? So Amy would say, I know those 5 people. She would probably go on my LinkedIn, and there would be at least 5 people as well. So my next question would be this. Hey, would you be okay with me contacting these people and telling them that you referred me?
Yeah.
You'd be okay. Great.
Yeah.
Now, based off of these 5 people, is there anybody that because of these people that I think would be a great fit for me, or anybody else come to mind that you know that maybe is not on this list?
I'd have to think about it.
Great. So when I'm doing this, so there's 5 people here. So what did I just get?
5 referrals.
Boom. She's going to get 5 referrals, right? And you know what's going to happen? And I only got past the first screen. So next month, when we sit down, I might type in owner. And now I've got 14 results and a bunch of way different people. Am I ever going to run out of contacts? No. Okay, so now I've got 5 referrals from Amy. She's got 5 referrals from me. And here's how the actual meeting goes. I've been doing this with Jim Kinnear since 2006. I didn't realize he was doing this strategy to me using LinkedIn, using my LinkedIn against me or for me until about 2 years ago. Because I couldn't figure out how he knew all these people I knew, you know? and he showed me what he was doing. And so I'm like, this is brilliant. And so what'll happen is now I've got 5 referrals. Amy's got 5 referrals. When we get together every month going forward, because now we have an agreed upon set date and time, when we get together every month, think about the power of this. We're both going after the same client. We're both going after the same prospect. I gave her 5 referrals. She gave me 5 referrals. She'll probably give me more referrals throughout the month if she thinks of somebody or whatever, right? But now next month when we get together, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit down over coffee, and we're going to, and it's not going to be just this business meeting. This is the fun part. We're going to develop a relationship over time, because I'm going to say, hey, Amy, how did it go last month? You know, how was your month? What was the successes that you had? What were the challenges that you had? How's the family? You know, we're going to basically have our own little private mastermind, and it works really well because we're both going after the same client. What strategies did you use to hit those goals? And I'm going to share the same stuff. And then towards the end of the 30, 45-minute get together over coffee, I'm going to print out, I'm bringing the sheet that I printed out from LinkedIn here, and I'm going to put it in front of her. She's going to put it in front of me. We already know what we're going to do. Who on here do you know? Boom, 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 boom. Who on here, who's not on here that based off of these people would be a good referral for me? Most of the time when I do this with the POIs that I have, there's usually always 1 or 2, sometimes 3 people that I get added to the list that I don't bring. On average, I'm walking away with anywhere from 5 to 7 referrals every single time. Now, and that's just Amy. Okay. And Amy and I can actually do this because we're going after the same client. And Alan Reeves is a client of mine. Mouse calls out of Nashville, and I'm literally helping him grow his business in Nashville and in Reno. So I'm going to be coming out to Tennessee more often, which is good. I get to meet some of you guys. It's going to be great. Okay. And so, but now I have a set time with her. What if I had 4 of these? And this is your homework assignment. Make a list of all the people that you know that could be a potential POI for you. If you're struggling on finding that, reach out to your existing clients and ask them, hey, what other vendors do you have that you pay money to? The reason I'm asking Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, is because I'm looking to add some categories of referral partners that are going after clients just like you, because you're one of my favorite clients. And so I value your opinion. What other vendors do you pay that are service-based in this area? And they're going to tell me. And that's how I'm going to develop my POI network. Okay. So now I'm going to have 4 of these relationships. And like I said, I'll send you the 5 videos. I explain this step by step in those 5 videos, how to execute on this. So now that I have 4 of these people, all I got to do is have a coffee once a week with these people. Right? Now, here's the value of this. Think about this. I'm going to develop 4 strategic partnerships, 4 strategic POI relationships. I'm going to have coffee with 1 per week, which means once a month, I'm going to meet with the person. I'm going to find out what their successes were in their business and the strategies they use to succeed 4 times a month with 4 separate POIs. I'm going to be talking to them about the objectives and the goals that they have and the strategies that they're going to use. I'm going to have 4 private mastermind meetings with people I like once a month. I'm going to get 5 to 7 referrals from each one of those conversations every month. On average, 20 to 30 referrals every single month, like clockwork. Okay. And over time, I'm going to develop a relationship, because relationships take time, right? They require a tremendous amount of energy and deposit. And what's going to happen is I'm going to look back 5 years from now, and I'm going to have some tremendous business relationships. So if I go into an economic contraction like we're in right now, all I have to do is pick up the phone and say, hey, what's going on? You know? And so that's the first system, is a POI relationship, a reciprocal referral POI relationship. The other benefit of a POI relationship is I was on the call with Bill Walsh yesterday. Bill Walsh is an internationally known, really famous speaker, coordinator of massive audiences and events. And he's going to have me speak at his conference, his virtual conference next Thursday. I think it's between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to be a guest speaker there. And somebody else, a friend of mine set that up, but Bill is a big POI for me. You know, and so I'm doing what's called a joint venture with him, a collaboration with him. Okay. And so execute on that. Okay. And then I'll share with you some other resources on Powerbase. But again, I got to ask, does anybody have any questions? Anything I can help them out with today? Either raise your, put on your, and you got to have your video on. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay. But anybody have any questions? Anybody have any business challenges, opportunities they'd like to discuss that I can give them some coaching on? Just either raise your hand or put it in the chat window or unmute yourself. Going once. Okay. Like I said, feel free to speak up anytime you want. Okay. All right. Power base. Okay. Riley, what's up, bud?
No, continue with what you're doing.
Okay.
You're probably about to get to it.
Oh, okay. No.
I'll save my section. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, what's your question?
Well, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I was distracted by an incoming message, so you may have covered it. So
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass myself yet.
Okay. All right.
Keep going, please.
All right. You bet. Okay. So the benefit of building out a POI network is this, is at any point in time, you have a bank to go in and withdraw from. Now, here's the caveat. Okay. And Amanda can attest to this because she is at a bank. You can only withdraw up to what you have deposited. Anything beyond that is called an overdraft fee, right? Anything beyond that is called NSF, non-sufficient funds. Okay. And so the big benefit is this, is you want to deposit over time. So you want to send thank you cards. You want to meet with them. How can you help them? What are the things that you can do to make their life easier? What are the things that you can do to help them succeed? Get to know them, right? And so when you do need to make a withdrawal, you have that. In Savannah, Georgia, there's a minor league baseball team called the Savannah Bananas, or Savannah Bananas, or whatever that team is called, right? They sell out every game because they make the experience unique. And one of the things that the owner had taught me at this event that I went to earlier this year is if you just send one thank you card a day to each one of your clients, or each one, anybody that you know, just a gratitude thank you card, you'd be amazed at what's going to happen in return. He goes, I've sent thank you cards to best-selling authors, to famous people, and it's a handwritten card. He says, the response is tremendous. He says, but here's the benefit. I feel great every time I do it. And it's amazing what comes back to me because I'm putting deposits out there and it just comes back to me easily, right? Or I haven't read it yet, but I'm on the board. Okay. What are the top business success books that you recommend? Probably the number one book right now that I would recommend to somebody would be called If You're Not First, You're Last. And it's by Grant Cardone, Cardone. If You're Not First, You're Last. The next book I would recommend would be The 10X Rule, the 10X Rule, R-U-L-E. The 10X Rule, again, by Grant Cardone. The number one book of all time as it relates to people skills is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I don't know. I probably read that book 45, 50 times. Get the audio book now. Those are some of the Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. The idea where I got the idea of for Deborah Scarpa was from chapter 4 of that book. It's called a technique called autosuggestion. Saying something to yourself over and over and over and over and over again, rewiring your subconscious mind. Probably the best book ever written on mindset. Let's see, Lord, I haven't read it, but actually we were working on doing a virtual book club with that one. Lord, please send me information about the virtual book club. I would definitely be interested in that. And I'll put my email in the chat window here. God, there's a lot of books, a lot of really good books. The one thing I'll share with you that my mentors have shared with me over the years is, you know what? You'll be 5 years from now by the books you read, the audios that you listen to, or the videos that you watch, and the people that you associate with. And if you just monitor those three things, John, you will have as much success as you've ever want. If you don't monitor those three things, 5 years from now, your life's going to not be any better. And he was right. Okay. So anybody got any other questions? We've got a few minutes left. Let me unmute you, Amy. Amy, how do you think it went today? What's your biggest takeaway from today?
I think it's a combination of what we talked about 2 weeks ago, is identifying that perfect client, and then using some of these techniques. My biggest takeaway is that I've got to start using my current members more to help us grow the chamber. And that, I think this is an excellent way for me to do that. I have identified several perfect clients. I've got a lot of great members of the chamber who have a vast network. My issue is just having the time to do it, just because I'm scattered around all over the place right now. But if I were to be focusing directly on sales all the time, this is definitely the way I would go about doing it. And I would also like to say that, I'm happy. I know a lot of you guys I've worked with personally, and I've done business with Amanda, I've done business with George. I've done business with Laura's company before she purchased it, actually. And I've done business with Bethany's company. So I'm happy to sit down with any of you guys and work through this process as practice, because I think it would be an excellent way for me to practice this process, and maybe we could help each other with that.
Awesome. Hey, do you think, and I'll throw this out to everybody, okay, if I led a free just for chamber members, okay, a free maybe monthly or bi-monthly private mastermind group, right, where it's not an invitation to the public, you got to join it, right, you got to be a part of the chamber, right? And we did something like maybe on a Saturday or maybe on a late Friday afternoon, where it literally is a mastermind group for business owners, right? So walk everybody through how to create a strategic plan for your business. Everybody is going to be held accountable to create their strategic plan. We'll have non-disclosure agreements that everybody will need to sign, right? So what's talked about in the group stays in the group, right? And you'll be able to get other people's feedback on your plan strategies. It'll be able to leverage everybody else's business owner mastermind. I can facilitate it. But basically vision statement, mission statement, objectives, strategies, and action plans. And then the key is I would only want to be a part of this if I was a participant, if there was accountability in place. So you would have to commit to show up, right? Commit to growing your business and achieving the goals that you want, and be open to feedback from other people in the group. If that's something that you're open to, reach out to Amy and let her know, please. Because I'd be more than willing. It doesn't have to be big. It could be 5 people, 4 people, 7 people. But every time I've ever joined a mastermind group like that, first of all, I've paid thousands of dollars to do one, to be a part of one. And I'm willing to do it for free for you guys. Okay. Just because of what you've done for me, Amy, and allowing me to speak to your chamber. I appreciate it. But I'd be more than willing to run that for 3 months, 6 months, whatever. You'll get live coaching. Okay. You'll be a part of a mastermind group. So if you're open to that, reach out to Amy and let her know. Okay. So
Thank you, John.
You bet. And then before I close, for the chamber, like she had mentioned, okay, if I was full-time sales in my business, I would do this and it would be done. One of the things that we're all busy, right? All of us. Okay. Because what Amy said is exactly what I say to applies to me in my business. What I have to do for sales is I go, okay, I'm going to carve out 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. And that's going to be my only time I'm going to focus on marketing, making phone calls, sales, right? And what happens is if you're consistent with it over time, you get the compound effect. and it pays off. So I'll leave you with this. Never, ever, 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 never stop generating leads and referrals for your business. Okay. Even if you don't need a client, because every business is going to go into a cycle. It will go up and it will come down. And you want to make sure you have a full pipeline of qualified relationships and referrals when that happens. What's up, Riley? Do you have a question? No? Okay. So I hope this has been valuable to all of you today. Like I said, send me a text, 916-741-0596. I'm going to put all this stuff, the recordings, all the stuff I've ever done when it comes to referral systems. And I've done a lot of stuff around referral systems. I'll drop it into a Dropbox folder. Highly recommend you download it directly to own it, right? Keep it. Okay. Implement it in your business, turn right around and teach it to somebody, and you'll take it even further for you. But if you implement just the POI thing that I talked about today, take all your satisfied clients, times it by 4. That's how many referrals you're sitting on that you can go out and get right now. Okay. So I wish you nothing but success with this, and you're going to be able to grow your business in any economy doing this. Okay. So I hope it's been valuable to everybody today. Go out and make it happen. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Have a great one. Take care.
Thank you, John. Thanks
Thanks,
everybody
John.
for participating.
Thank you, John.
You bet.